Hola, hi, konnichiwa. My name is Coralina Rodriguez Meyer, and I'm speaking to you today from Miami, Florida, where I grew up. I spent half of my life in South Florida in the United States, growing up in a mixed race, mixed culture, and mixed status family, which means that my family comes from all over the world, but predominantly from South America in Colombia and Peru. And my family is an indigenous family from South America, but also a white European family that has been in the United States for several generations. So I also have several aunts and uncles and cousins who have African American ancestry as well. So for me as an artist, growing up with different kinds of experiences and values and cultures was very influential in the way I think about cities and how we interact with one another in urban environments.
I'm not a politician, I'm not a comedian, I'm an artist. Art isn't just in the service of pleasure, it's a public service. Since this country refuses to elect a woman president, I'm conducting a national underwear audit to collect worn-out women's underwear to sew into cunt quilts at Stitchin' Bitches. Cunt quilts are protest flags made from discarded and donated panties, which are sewn onto stained queen-size bed sheets. The quilts are made during Stitchin' Bitches, where female volunteers gather for craft night in living rooms across the country to build solidarity, discuss feminist issues, and create a unified identity. We carry the quilts on our backs as protest banners at marches to show our political support for issues affecting women's bodies. When two or more people carry the quilt, it becomes a superhero cape. We will continue the project until there is a woman in the White House. I want to air our nation's dirty laundry and get to the bottom line questions. What is holding us back from women shaping our nation's future? I want to get our minds out of the gutter and into politics. We have to account for our bodies and hold our governing bodies accountable. Yo quiero puntuar mi acento con bragas. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled panties, yearning to breathe free. No matter the condition, there'll be a revelation of the shameful, the sanitized, the washed up, the worn, the probed, the holy, the scarlet, the loosened, the exonerated, the secret, and the secreted.
So in 2019, I collaborated with Tomorrow Girl Troupe to create a Stitchin' Bitch to build awareness and solidarity with the sex trafficking community. We had an amazing event that was led by an organization called Journey Out, and they do a lot of rehabilitation work with sex trafficking survivors, providing legal services, housing, job entry, all kinds of resources. So with the Stitchin' Bitches, my goal is to partner an existing nonprofit organization who's doing important work in the community with a group of people who may or may not have had experience with that issue or quilting. So what we do is we create a quilt or an arpillera from worn out women's underwear to imagine an image or a symbol that represents this issue that we've talked about and gone into depth about with the organization's leader. And so by critically considering the different issues that we may have learned about at the Stitchin' Bitch, we can then construct an image that represents the community in more depth. And so through each of the Stitchin' Bitches, we're creating different flags that speak to the different intersectional challenges that our community, our feminist community, is facing. And so with Tomorrow Girl Troupe, we created the Cunt Quilt traffic for the Women's March in Los Angeles. We carried that quilt along with several others as we marched and protested down to City Hall in Los Angeles. And it was an incredible event, and we were able to really build a lot of momentum for another year of creating Cunt Quilts at Stitch and Bitches, and continuing